Hello, everyone. This live is definitely going to be something special. Um, as you all know, I am a huge healthcare advocate. Um, what I want to do is change the way that healthcare is not only delivered, but the way that we all also think about healthcare. Um, in 2016, my son was compromised health wise, and he was just born, and all of these things, happened. And it was pretty tough. But one of the things that really, really helped me was, you know, all of the doctors, all of the nurses, all of the healthcare providers that were able to assist and give us, positive, vibes, emotional support, different things of that nature. And I say that because healthcare is something that everyone deserves. Um, there's so many things, obviously that are going on in the world. I might talk about on different lives, about, insurance or, how can your private practice be better? What can you do to make your private practice successful? And someone today did an amazing video, and his name is Keenan Hart. And I'm going to put his message and I'm going to put him in this post. And what I saw today was just truly, truly amazing. And he explained that his father is battling prostate cancer. And it was a very, very heartfelt message. But one thing about what he stated was how the medical staff is using technology, which is his technology, to reach not only other people, but also his father, um, and giving him encouraging things to think about, and as he is actually, battling the cancer. And I want to say this to all of you. Healthcare is truly amazing. Everything that a healthcare provider does is incredible. I used to be a social worker, and one of my biggest things was, to show empathy and compassion to other people as they're going through all different, things maybe in life, many different challenges as healthcare, sometimes have. And, you know, we can all, do better. We can all do better in healthcare. And I'll say this: communication is key. Okay. When a patient comes in and, maybe they're facing an illness, or, they have something going on and they're not sure what's happening, maybe a mental illness or whatever might be presented. The biggest thing that I want all healthcare providers to do is to show empathy. I want your staff to show empathy and compassion to every person that walks in the door. I want everyone to understand that if they go to your private practice, that you're going to do the best that you possibly can do to help them get better. Um, I do have, different webinars and different things where I teach private practice owners how to deliver services in the best way that they possibly can. And going from a healthcare provider to being an entrepreneur is something that is huge. Um, what I'm trying to say is healthcare is needed. And I know that a lot of private practice owners are either fighting or having challenges with insurance, having challenges with, maybe payment, having challenges with not understanding maybe how their money is going to flow in and out. And that is honestly what I teach you. But I teach you these things at yougrowhealthcare.com for you to be there for that patient, for you to heal these patients, for people to feel as though you, as the provider, and your staff are the people that they need to go to in order to get well, right? So, a lot of times I'll put, different posts up and it'll talk about, maybe insurance, and one of my posts today was, I believe that insurance does not pay slow. I don't. And I'll tell you why. Insurance has always paid this way. We all know how insurance goes. You need to read your contract. You need to know how to bill properly. There's so many different things that you need to understand so that you understand when you're going to get paid. And this is why I'm so passionate about healthcare, because when healthcare providers are worried about revenue, they can't focus on the patient, even though I know that healthcare provider, that's what they came to do. That's what their passion is. Their passion is to take care of the patient. Now, we all know that anything that we do, even what I do in multiple businesses, yes, the goal is to, obviously make a living, but my passion is to help people. So when I talk about different things like, and I'll repeat his name, Keenan Hart, who has created an amazing technology where you can text back and forth and it's all continuity, it's HIPAA compliant. I say that because I want to show healthcare providers that there are and there is a way that you can survive in private practice. Okay. Business is hard, but it shouldn't be so hard and challenging that you are wondering if you can even make it. It shouldn't be. And when it is that way, you cannot be focusing on the actual patient. And this is something that I need you all to understand. If your revenue is good, if you have patient awareness, cultural competence, if you are able to serve people with respect and dignity, things are going to go your way in private practice, right? Because your passion is for you to help people, right? So when I talk about different things, and hey, Keenan, I see you. When I talk about things like, Keenan's technology and asking, everyone to come to my webinar that has a private practice, I'm doing this because of people like Keenan's father who are looking for people that have empathy, dignity, and respect and are giving them just their time to be great, right? And to heal other people. But you can't do that if you don't run your practice like a business. You can't do that. You're not going to focus on them. And they know that. Okay. And people will not refer to you if you do not make them feel special inside, right? Some people are fighting some really, really horrific things in life, right? But if you can use a technology, if you can create a digital product, if you can do something, right, that not only helps you with revenue, we all understand that everybody has to pay bills. We get that. But the bottom line is if you run your practice like a business, you're also going to be empathetic. You're going to understand how to treat people with dignity, and you're going to understand how to deliver hope to your patients. And that is my mission. My mission is to expose each and every one of you of different things that are actually kind of like just in my brain, right? Again, meeting different people on LinkedIn, meeting different people in the world, right, is going to help you get better. So if things are hard for you right now, you have to figure out why. Because when things are hard for a provider, you can't serve like you would like to. You can't, because you're focused on other things. You're focused on your bills. You're focused on your family that you're trying to feed. You're focused on, how am I going to get, basically through the day, when the focus needs to be on that patient. And in Keenan's video, it was so heartfelt, and I literally just pushed the play button, Keenan, and I didn't even like really figure out exactly what I wanted to say. But that is what I want to change. I want to change healthcare. I want all private practice owners to understand that there are people here that actually want to help you. We know that you understand how to heal other people, but there's so many other things that happen as you're doing that, right? So as he stated, in his video, and I really want you all to watch it, his dad received an amazing text message. And we all know, whatever you believe, okay, the mind is so much stronger a lot of times than the body, right? So if you're feeling good, right, you're going to fight whatever disease, you're going to fight whatever you are going through, and you're probably more than likely going to make it. But these are just little tweaks that you have to do within your practice. So I know I do post some, controversial things. I don't really think they're controversial, but, with insurance and how they pay and this, that, and the third. But there's so many things that make a really, really good practice. And some of the things that make a good practice, again, are those amazing digital products that you all can have. Using the technology and having the communication with your patients is gold. Again, think about the serving first and then the money comes, but only if you have a business mindset, right? So a lot of times when I walk into private practices, people are just missing one thing, but that one thing can be the reason why your practice is either open or it's not. Or some of you are hanging on by a thread, and I don't want that for you, because guess who can feel that? Guess who can understand that? Your staff and your patients, okay? So I want you to go to yougrowhealthcare.com. I do have a webinar, and I am going to feature some new technology that I think all of you need to learn about, right? Communication is key, and I just want you all to be able to help and heal other people who might have certain things that are actually happening to them, right? You are here to give them the hope, but you can't give them the hope if you're hanging on by a thread, financially. It's not going to work. Now, I talk about so many different things, and, people talk about, well, this is what happened, and my bill's not paying and all of that stuff. I'm going to tell you now, and I'm going to keep saying it. If you're not getting paid by insurance, you're doing something wrong. And I will go over that in my webinar, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're doing something wrong, right? And you might not believe me, and you might not always agree with me, but this is what it is, right? You have insurance, you have cash, you have different, maybe even grants or governmental, supplements or whatever, what have you. But I really want people to focus on their patients. If you focus on your patients, but you have just one more thing that you're good at, which would be business, you are unstoppable. You are unstoppable. And I'm going to be honest with you. I tell people this all the time. I own my own private practice. I'm not just saying this because I have nothing to do. I own my own private practice. Okay. And we get paid on time. And I haven't even seen a denial in a while. Why? Because we make sure that we check insurance up front. We take deductibles, right? We make sure that everything that we're going to do is going to get paid before we see that patient, right? But that's not a patient issue. That is your issue. That is your issue to not understand how certain things work in private practice and in healthcare, right? So we get it. I understand that you know how to heal people. That's not the issue. But when we are missing some fundamental things like communication, using text message technology, and understanding certain things like financial flow, revenue flow of a practice, you are going to have a tough time. Now, what I have developed is for you all to have different perspectives, right? So my posts and what I do is I feature different things, and I want you to think, right? Think about, why does some people have like 15 private practices and they're doing well, and then you're having just one issue with one? There's an issue with duplication, there's an issue with policies and procedures, because you can't grow if you don't have a business mindset. If you don't have a business mindset, you cannot duplicate that business and make it basically an enterprise and then continue to help other people, because that's really your focus. Your focus is to help other people. And I tell people this all the time, and I know I said people a million times, but in business, we are here to help people. I just want to help people, right? Money comes, but only if you have value, right? And you're teaching people, or you're showing them empathy and compassion. That's what happens. It's an exchange. It's almost like, like the rule of reciprocity. So when I send or say challenging things to you, like communication, start using technology, start using text message technology, or different things like that, this is not to say that you're a terrible provider. I'm just saying, let's add a little spice to it. Let's add a little bit more. Oh, you have a supplement that you think that you want to sell? Well, let's go ahead and do that, because when you're waiting on insurance, there's no reason why you shouldn't get paid for something else. There just isn't, right? And I'm going to give you an example. So, my son, because I told you that he had some issues when he was younger, he was under anesthesia for about 3 times before he was even a year old. Okay. So some of the things that happen, side effects, right, of anesthesia in young children, is delayed speech. So he had some, speech issues and things like that. And what somebody asked me was like, oh, well, go wait for your insurance and get this, or, wait for the public school or whatever. Well, that would have been God knows when, because we were in COVID. So guess what I did? I found a provider and I paid cash, right? Because whatever I could do for my son, I was going to do it, right? But I didn't pick somebody that didn't meet my values and my morals, right? So you have to think about, why did you open up your private practice? Ask these questions about yourself. How do you want to help the world, and how do you want to help people? And I can tell you right now, I opened up my private practice because I feel as though veterans are completely underserved. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think that we serve them enough. They have served our country. They have lost limbs. They have been blown up. They have PTSD. And there is no reason why I cannot serve them. And so I serve them proudly, and I serve them very loudly. And I will tell anybody that anytime. But it started by helping them, right? And my practice is okay because I have a business mindset. And yes, I did learn that from mentors. Yes, I did learn that, outside of school. But you can too. That's why I have yougrowhealthcare.com. I have that for you, not to put anyone down and not to say that things are not, you don't know what you're doing and it's terrible. Nothing like that. I want you to be better. I want people like Keenan's dad to receive the best out of you. And the only way they're going to receive the best out of you is by you having some type of business mindset so that everything works, right? Like a well-oiled machine. Okay? You should have time off. You shouldn't be overworking yourself. All of that should not be happening. If it is, there's issues with your schedule. Now, if you're a surgeon or something, out of the ordinary, I cannot I can't speak on that. But what I can speak on is private practice. Someone who is out in the community. You can be great. You can do great things. But there are certain things that are needed. And one of those is a business mindset. And with the business mindset, you put so many other things together that are actually in the universe. You put it all together and you make that practice run. And then you help all of us. You help the people, you help people like my son, you help other family members. And this is why I go live every day. This is why I have created what I have created. This is why I go all over the country to help other private practices. I understand that a lot of you might have had, different perspectives. People always continue to tell me, well, insurance does pay, slow. Well, so what? What are you doing about it? You can't do anything about it. So but what can you control? I can tell you what you can control. You can control the way that you're doing business. Okay? That's what you can control. And I know you can because you know how to heal people. I don't know how to heal people. I don't know if I, bust, myself open, or I felt fall or something, how to suture myself up. We need you. But I don't need you calculating in your brain that I have Blue Cross and Blue Shield PPO and I'm going to get paid for this, because I know that that happens because I talk to many different people in private practice, and that thought does run through their mind, and it shouldn't. And it shouldn't. If it does, there's something going on. And we need to think about, how can we create a place for you in business, right? You got to go from a healthcare provider to a business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody that knows something about business, because it is a business, but that business is mighty. That business is something that heals our world and our community. And that is why I do what I do. So I got on here because I know that the healthcare community does need help. I am not saying that I don't like hospitals. Of course, I like hospitals, but I totally love my private practice. When I walk in, they know who I am. I know the lady at the desk or the man at the desk. I know all of them. They see me. I mean, that is a wonderful feeling when you walk in and you know people and they know your name. They know your name. And, at yougrowhealthcare.com, you can sign up for a webinar and we're going to talk about it. It's going to be next week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. So I moved. So I'm getting used to this hour difference. I'm going to be honest. It kind of like messes me up because really it's 9:30. But, I just want to send off healthcare providers and tell them how amazing you are. I just need you to be even more amazing. And by being more amazing is just by having a business mindset. That's it. That's it. You've already done the hard work. You've already went to school. You've already done all of those internships and everything. But I want you in our community. I want people and children and other people to say, wow, that is the person that helped me get through whatever that I got through. And the way that I did that was by using technology, right? By communicating, by having empathy, respect, dignity. But you can't do that if you're so focused on your business because it's not running right. And that's because you don't have a business mindset. So I'm going to end here. And Keenan, I wish your father the best of luck. Please keep him. He is in my prayers and my family's prayers. And all of you, go to yougrowhealthcare.com, and I hope to see you because I am here to make a change. All right? Everyone, have a good night and talk to you soon.